Hey Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is Saturday, June 29th. This is Flosstube 33. So today I want to show you some things I've been working on, and I'm really excited because my focus this month has been on my Stitch 9 challenge pieces, and I have finished 3. So, and these are 3 of the old, well, 2 of them are really old whips. And one is a more current one, but it's actually got 9 parts to it. So I've been feverishly working on those. So I'm on vacation this week and next week, and my goal is to do some finishing, some FFOing, get some frames, maybe do a little Priscilla-fied finish on a couple of them. So I'm going to share it with you. Let's see, the first one is the Early Americans, and the last time I showed you this, I think I had a couple more left. This morning I just finished Abigail Adams. Then the Freedom center block, I added Vanna's border, just abbreviated that. And I have a specific finish in mind with this, but I need to buy some supplies. So there's the Freedom block. This one I think I was working on, the Paul Revere block might have been the last one that I was working on. And then there's John Hancock, Patrick Henry, Betsy Ross, Martha Washington, Molly Pitcher, and Nathan Hale. When I showed my husband this morning, he said, well, why didn't you count each of those as one for your Stitch 9 and you'd be done? And I said, well, that would kind of be cheating, but it was a good idea. So that's the first one. That's the first finish. The second finish is Paula Vaughn's Friendship Quilts. This one is, oh, and those, the Early Americans is stitched on 40 count vintage barley. This by Lakeside. This is stitched on an even weave, and I would guess this is probably, this could be 28, it's 28 or 32 count. I think the last time I had this half done, and then I sat down and I just plugged away until I got this done. And I really like it. There's a lot of back stitching. There's some confetti. But really, it's divisible, meaning, you know, you can say today I'm just going to try and get this quilt done, or I'm just going to try and get this window done. So I was ecstatic to get that one done, and I have a finish in mind for that one too. Then this one, okay, this is not 100% done yet. All the stitching is done. This is English Cottage Sampler by Theresa Baird. Sorry, my chair's a squeaky one today. And you can see that this is dated 1994 on the left side there. It might be on the right on your side of the screen. But the amount of back stitching is crazy on this. And where the swans are, the white border that goes around it, there were lazy daisies on top of that. They were very ratty. I had half of it done because of the age of this, and as much of the storage and touching that's happened to those, they didn't look very good, so I took them out. And I was going to put them back in, but I really like how the white pops off of the blue fabric, so I decided not to put the lazy daisies back in. And this calls for 3 colors of beads. So let's see. I've started in the upper right corner here. These are white, pink, and white, mauve, and blue beads, and they're pretty plentiful throughout this. So I may work on that and get that done today. That one is my second to oldest whip. This is my oldest whip. This is my Paula Vaughn, and I don't remember the name of this one. I'd have to look it up. But I started to stitch on this before I picked up the Early Americans, and I stitched some white because this calls for white in here, but it's very bright compared to the rest of the colors around it. So I thought, well, maybe with all the touching through the years, because this is probably from the late 80s, early 90s, that this might have just picked up hand, oils. And so I washed it, and it did lighten a little bit, but still this is a little bit brighter. So I don't have a lot to stitch. I will probably pick a DMC color that's just not quite as bright a white as white, and finish that up. This has, this one actually will go pretty quickly too. The majority of the stitching that's left is over in this section. It's a window. And then that one will be done, and that's my oldest whip. So then the whips after that are in the later than 2010. So there's a pretty big gap there of my whips. Let's see, what else was I going to tell you today? So once I get this Stitch 9 done, I still have Snooty Parrots, Christmas Garden, and Pink Snowy Cottage. I'm going to work on those in July, the December ones, or the Christmas in July stitching that's going on with several groups. I will probably join in. And then I have been so excited by this and making headway on these old whips that I'm going to do my next Stitch 9. I'm calling it Next 9 Challenge. I'm going to plow right ahead and see if I can get some other whips that are pretty close to being done. So this has been fantastic. And I sort of abandoned my thought of stitching Blackbird designs this year. I will probably start the garden series, but the rest of them I've put on hold as I try to get through the Stitch 9 stuff and reduce my whips. So on vacation, I have plans to do some finishing and plans to sew some bags, and I plan to put those on Instagram for sale. I will probably shoot a quick video and show you those before I throw those up for sale. And I plan to do my reproduction sampler there, or my sampler that I'm going to reproduce. I plan to get my software out and see if I can figure that out and get that reproduced and start stitching on that. So those are my goals. The second week of vacation, I'm going to Lori Textilist, her house in Sisters, Oregon, where the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show is happening, and it's a madhouse. It's a beautiful little quaint town. It's the biggest outdoor quilt show in the United States. And it's a gorgeous setting, set in the middle of Cascade Mountains. Well, not on top of the Cascade Mountains, it's on the east side, but it is fantastic. I will have to leave early though, because I promised another friend unknowingly that I would go to a concert with her. Did not know it was on that quilt week. So we're coming back home to see Adam Lambert and Queen perform in Tacoma, Washington. So a little throwback to my childhood. What else? I've been watching Instagram. Holy cow, all of the stories and pictures from StitchCon. I will say that I was probably a little intimidated by just the sheer number of people at StitchCon, so I didn't put my name on the wait list. And I'm really enjoying watching everyone. Just the camaraderie, the joy, the happiness, the people meeting people they wanted to meet, some surprises in terms of folks, you know, recognizing each other. And so how fantastic is that? I've just been partaking virtually though. Kyle and Stephanie from Liddy Stitches sent me a little video clip on Instagram, and I was cracking up. You guys are awesome. Wish I was there with you. Anyway, so stash. Crap, I've got stash again. I know it's a surprise, right? So let me just show you a few things. They're all in paper or in plastic, so probably don't be able to see this too well, but let me just show you. Picked this up off of eBay, the Plum Street Samplers Salem Sisters. Got it for a pretty good price. Sisters of mine, we've done no crime. Yeah, here we get to hanging. These foul townsfolk, they thought us cursed, and now we're up here swanging. There's that one. This is Cuz Jan Hicks. Jan was stitching this, I think, on Instagram, and I tell you, I had this is from ChessEMU Designs, Midsummer, what is this called? Midsummer Garden. When this came out, I had it in my cart. I took it in and out, I don't know how many times, and I really wanted to buy it, but I always bought something else for some reason. And I saw Jan stitching it, and I was like, well, I've got to have it because Jan and I are Flosstube twins. We stitch like the same stinking patterns. But this is, I love the purple and the colors and the fabric. It's gorgeous. And then Deb from Canopied Stitches was stitching this, and some other people. I think there's a stitch along going on, John Foster, but I couldn't find it. And she said, oh, just, watch eBay. It comes up every once in a while. Well, I happened to find this with this Brenda Gervais Sampler Season Summer and Brenda Gervais 3 Tulips. And I got it for the price of one chart because nobody bid. So, and I don't know if it was just the way it was labeled, but I was okay with that. Then Heaven and Earth Designs, yeah, because they ran a half price sale. So I bought this one. I think Brenda Handwork Maniac is stitching this one. And I had seen this one before, and since it was half price, I picked it up. And then I also got the bookshelf version. Now, they have a storefront. Heaven and Earth Designs has a storefront in Astoria, Oregon, which is on my way to my mother-in-law's house. I haven't been down there since they opened the storefront, so I need to take a road trip. Well, maybe I have been, I just haven't stopped. But I need to check her shop out. I think it's open to the public. This I picked up from Kitten Stitcher. This is Brenda Keyes. I love her stuff. And I don't know how many of her patterns I have. I haven't stitched any yet. Look at this house, the roof line. Isn't that cute? And that one is, what's this one called? Sweet Humility Sampler. And this one is called, oh please, let me see if I can. Kind Fond Love Sampler. Look at these two down there. Aren't they so cute? And the little, this is common on old samplers that people bring in the harvest in, which is usually grapes. And then the ladies, it's the bell choir. That's awesome. It's a great pattern. I picked this up off a Stash and Load. It's an old fractor type pattern, which I'm partial to. There's, I haven't for quite a while now. I haven't painted, but there is a Norwegian painting, toll painting style called rose mauling that is sort of fractor-ish, if you will. And I would love to do some painting, maybe some designing around that. This I picked up, I think it was Stash and Load. It is Brenda Keyes again. This one's called Floral Sampler. And this Jan Hicks looks like you. Then I've been shopping, and if you don't like Stash, just this would be the end for you, but because I have more to show you. MMEW 1847 by Samplers and Such. This I picked up off of eBay, I think. But look at this lady with the sword and the scales. I think she must be Lady Justice. It's awesome. Then Midsummer Nights Designs. Midsummer Night Designs. I wish we could get these designs printed again, but I found this one, which is Blessed is the Nation. And it's stitched on black, yeah, but look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Those birds. Yes. Love it. And this, I blame this on Misty Purcell. Yep. American Flag Quilt Sampler. And if you watch her channel, Misty shows this, and it is gorgeous. Now, don't bend, right? Post office. This I ordered at Market. It just came in. ChessEMU. So I love ChessEMU Designs. It is like, they're all mini samplers, right? So it's something that's pretty easy to stitch. And this is just adorable with this bee skep on it. I love it. I wish she would change her packaging, then update that though, because her designs are gorgeous, and I think it gets lost on this brown checked stuff. And then Linda Jo, this made me think of you, the Noble Free. This is another Midsummer Designs. It says, my native country, the land of the noble free, thy name I love, America. Look at this lady with the flag and that little shepherdess and these sheep. They're so dang cute. So this is, I think, did I show this last time? I'm trying to decide if what I showed y'all last time. I don't know if I showed this or not. This I got from Kitten Stitcher as well. This is Heart's Ease Exemplar Works, Theresa Baird. And so her prices are a little spendy. But this, look at this. I am dying to start this. And these are not reproductions. These are her own designs. And because no chart should travel alone, here's the second one. Super stunning. Look at the floor. Look at that urn. Oh. So I've got some sales, but I had some haul this month. Marie Cornu, I don't know how you say this. Reflet de soie. This butterfly or moth, isn't that fantastic? And look at the little windmill. The puppy dog. The horse. There's nothing about this that I don't like. And because Plum Street, somersault boxes. Look at that horse and the sheep. Summer delivery. Peace, love, and purpose. Oi! This one I found on Stash Unload somewhere. I think it was Stash Unload. This is a Lila Studio from 2012, and this is called With the Needle. With the Needle. I've never seen this before. Look at this. It's got a little harbor. It's got the farmland with the barn. Look at that barn. And then the family in the red house. This is adorable. I don't know why I've never seen this before. And look at that tree. It's a gingham tree. Makes me want to stitch it. I want to stitch everything. Julie, Gulf Coast Stitches had a, what'd she have? It must have been like a sale, Instagram sale. I picked it up. Suffrage Act Proclamation from Little House. Next year is the 100 year. I can't remember, 100 or 200 year anniversary. No, 1920. It's 100 years. And then this is Stephanie from Lady Stitches. I really wanted this as soon as she showed it. A Stitch for Sweet Freedom. All right, now I picked something up that I don't know that I normally would have bought this, but I saw it and I was like, yep, I need this. This is a Keepsakes calendar from 2007. I love this, and I plan to, it's like a Haid, so I plan to stitch it over one on an even weave, like a 28, maybe 25. But this is so Americana. Doesn't this just say red, white, and blue to you? And the last thing, I bought this in April. Forgot I bought it, and it was just delivered. I'm sure it's out of print. But this is has Olivia Be, and it's also Exemplar Dames Design, the Black Dahlia. And there's someone on Facebook or Instagram started this, and I have been wanting to start this, but I'm just pausing, trying to get my Stitch 9 stuff done. But I might start this anyway. With needle thread and piece of linen in hand, I stitched this example in the year of our Lord 2007. Vilma Brecklin. That is all of the stitching that I have, and the haul, ridiculous haul. So I do want to say one thing, and that is, and I've really never commented on I don't talk about politics or anything like that, usually on social media. But I am a person of faith, and I believe in God, and I'm conservative to moderate. And I believe that everyone has value. And I think about the foundation of my faith and some of the teachings, right? And in the Bible, people walked from place to place, and they wore sandals, right? And if you can imagine the grime from walking 20 miles on a road that you share with camels and donkeys and animals, and it's dusty and nothing is paved, and when you got to where you were going, you were pretty road dirty. And one of the biggest honors that you could do for another person was to wash their feet. And so that, when I think about how we treat each other and how we respond to each other, and whether you're for one political party or for another, and how you interact with other people tells a lot about who you are, and maybe what you believe. And I know that we are often struck by emotion, but God said to do two things: one, love God more than anything, and two, love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. And he didn't say love the neighbor that looks like you as much as you love yourself, or love the neighbor that has brown hair and blue eyes and white skin as much as you love yourself. He said to love your neighbor as much as you love yourself, which means, wash your neighbor's feet, right? Take honor and take care of other people. Being a mother of a transgender child, I will tell you that I have learned more from that child about compassion and love and beauty than most people that I've ever met. So this probably will be the only time you'll hear me say something like this, but love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. I hope you have a great day. Bye.